Hey everybody, hey Bill Gates here. Gonna go ahead and start off this next video of mine after doing that channel update in the pickups video. If you haven't checked that out, please do check it out. But somebody left in the comment section that they were still, thanks for coming back, and they were waiting for part 6 of my original Xbox collection. So I went through my old computer and realized, yeah, I don't know if I ever shot it or if I lost it. It's lost footage, but might as well just go ahead and do a quick little reshoot. Really no editing, trying to do this in one shot. So hope you enjoy. So let me kind of do a little quick pan, and I do want to apologize. There's a squirrel who's very mad that I'm interrupting his lunch right now, but tough. It's my house. So let me go ahead and start off with the first one, and that's Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion, if anybody pretty much has an Xbox, kind of knows about this game. This was the $200 arcade style stick with the game. It was a great game. Disregard whatever you saw in the Xbox 360 version. Just if you ever have a chance to come across this one pretty cheap, I highly recommend it. I've seen some eBay prices and it's really gone up. So if you can pick one up on the cheap, I have the blue button version, and I highly recommend it. It's such a fun game. So it's its sequel. Well, at least it was. The Steel Battalion Line of Contact was the sequel to this. This was the online version, so you could take your Steel Battalion and fight other people, and it was a blast. Not too many people online at one time. The arenas were really small, but I hold on to this just for the memories. And plus, when you put this game in on the Steel Battalion console and you turn down the lights, it actually does this nice little flicker of all the little buttons. And again, I have the blue version, and it really looks pretty cool. Next game is Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. This includes Street Fighter 2 Hyper Street, the Hyper Edition. It also includes Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I was never a fan of Street Fighter 3. I'm a huge fan of Street Fighters, all of them, but the third one just didn't feel like a good Street Fighter for me. It also includes the full-length Street Fighter film, Street Fighter 2 the animated movie, and this is all on one disc, so that's pretty compact. And this also included with the Street Fighter 15th Anniversary Arcade Stick, which is still on my list. Still looking for that arcade stick to add to my collection at a decent price. But this was a really cool game, and this was online. I think I played 1 or 2 matches online. Not too many people. I picked this up maybe about a year after it came out, and kind of people moved on. Next is Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. This one is built on the Halo engine, and this one's a great game. This is one of the few soundtracks that I actually went out and bought, paid $15 for a CD soundtrack. Now you could probably download it for free somewhere, but this was such a great, I love the 50s. If you like Destroy All Humans for the original Xbox and you like it combined with zombies, this is a great game. It doesn't hold up too well nowadays, but playing co-op, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. One of the few Xbox games I've actually really beaten. Next on the list is Sudoku. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sudoku. This was recommended to me, I think, on a website. I kind of posted what are some good Xbox games. Sorry about this. Here comes FedEx. Hopefully that's not for me. I don't think it is. No. Okay. So, sorry about that. Sorry about the noise. Trying to do this just really quickly in one shot. But Sudoku, kind of one of those games that's a hit and miss. I picked it up because it was like $3.99 at GameStop way back in the day. I think I plugged it in and played it for a second, and that's about it. Haven't played much beyond that. Either of this one. Next is The Suffering. This is kind of like Manhunt. If you played the Manhunt, it's kind of along the same lines, but more scary. And sorry about that. And so Suffering, I haven't played this one, nor have I played the sequel, Suffering Ties That Bind. When I bought this game, again, these were pretty cheap, so it just kind of wanted to complete my collection before, you know, GameStop and all those game stores got rid of them. And so, yeah, here's Suffering 1 and 2. Nothing more to say I can say beyond those. Next on the list is Super Bubble Pop. My wife saw this at Costco and said that looks interesting, so I picked it up. I don't think I paid more than 20 bucks for it at the time, or maybe even less, but this kind of looked like a puzzle game, and she really likes Bust a Move, and so I picked this up for her. It's not a very good game. I know this is cross-platform on some other systems, but I do recommend avoiding it. It's not a very good puzzle, but plus maybe because she kicks my butt all the time with this game, so yeah. Next is Time Splitters 2. I can't really say much about the Time Splitters. I know it's huge on the PC, but I picked this up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this is one of the early Xbox games, so I picked this up pretty cheap. But I can say a little bit about Time Splitters Future Perfect. I know this is a sequel to, kind of sub-sequel to Time Splitters 2. I heard this is kind of quirky, funny. I gave it a good shot. I think I went 3 or 4 levels in, and I didn't see really the big deal with this, but I did download all the content, and if I remember correctly, it was player content. People could upload their own multiplayer maps, and I grabbed a good maybe about 30 or 40 maps before they turned off the servers. So that was kind of interesting to pick this game up before they turned off the servers back in 2010. Next is Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 3. Sorry about that. There goes FedEx. Nope, wasn't for me. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I wanted to give Tony Hawk a try. I never really tried it back on the PlayStation 1 or the Dreamcast series, so I went through, looked for an Xbox version, and this one was the highest rated at GameRankings.com, so I kind of picked this one up. I don't think I've really ever played much. Well, you know what? I played the Tony Hawk series on the... what's the Nokia phone? The N-Gage. Wow, N-Gage. I played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series on that. So, if that counts for playing a Tony Hawk game. Also including Tony Hawk is Tony Hawk's Underground. This was kind of like a open world Tony Hawk game, kind of Grand Theft Auto, kind of you're a rebel, skater, whatever it may be. This was pretty cool. I gave this one a good hour or two, and I enjoyed that one. So I might give that a dive if I ever feel like skating again. Next is Total Overdose, The Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico. Also includes bonus DVD, Legend of Tomb Raider Legends Inside. That's what it says on there, if you can see that. But I can't tell you too much about this game. There's the DVD. As you can see, it is complete. I can't tell you too much about this game. It kind of reminds me of, Mariachi. If anybody's ever seen the independent movie Mariachi by, is it Adam Rodriguez? One of Gonzalez, Adam Rodriguez, whatever his name is, but kind of like along those lines, kind of one of those Grand Theft Auto, Tale of Mexico. Sure, sound kind of interesting, but I've never really played it. Another game that I haven't played ever, True Crime Streets of LA. I know they came out with True Crime Streets of New York, but being from LA and living in LA kind of seemed like more interesting to me. I did have a chance to download all the codes that came with it. I think you could play as Snoop Dogg or whatever it is, but yeah, I've never played it, but it's just the idea of running around LA, and I think it's true to life. They kind of went around with the streets of LA, and so maybe I'll give that a shot if I want to ever remember what driving around in LA was like. Yeah, traffic. That's what driving in LA is. Ultra Bust a Move. This is a sequel to the Bust a Move series. This was online capable too. This is one of the very few games that was really hard to find, brand new. My wife was interested in this game. I could not find a used version. I ended up picking this up at Newegg.com for like $30 way back when. And that was a lot for me. I rarely paid more than 10 or 12 for a game, but my wife said, I really want a Bust a Move game for the Xbox. Okay, not a problem. So I went out and picked this up or ordered it online, and I think she maybe played like 5 or 6 times and said, nah, it's not like the Bust a Move that she remembers from the arcade. So I ended up getting the Dreamcast version, and she likes that one. So yeah, this is Ultra Bust a Move. Next is Unreal Championship. This was great back in the day when the Xbox Live first came out. Ghost Recon, and this was the games that I really played. Unreal Championship online, not like the PC version, which I demoed way back when at E3, way back when, but it was pretty cool. Doesn't hold up too much nowadays, playing online, or I heard the new Unreal's not too good. Nor was the sequel, Unreal Championship 2, the Landry conflict, conflict. This didn't really feel up to what the Unreal Championship was. Yeah, I never even tried this one online. Anytime I plugged in, nobody was playing. They long moved on. Voodoo Vince. This is probably considered one of those series. This one and what is it? Psychonauts and Beyond Good and Evil. Voodoo Vince is one of those that probably have an HD remake pretty soon, because this is kind of one of those really kind of quirky platform games. They really don't make these too much anymore, but this was a great game. If you can find this on the cheap and you like those kind of Psychonauts feel, funny kind of platformers, this one's a really great game. Next is Wings of War. Funny thing about this one, this was just a no-name game, shelfware game, but my very first trip at E3... Yeah, I think so. Very first trip at E3 or second one, the developer was there and nobody was coming up to their booth. I walked by them. On the third day, I just kind of went, hey, what's this game? Just to be nice. And I believe there was a French developer that did this one. Again, this is a long time ago. But he said, oh yeah, Wings of War. And I was talking to him about if anybody's ever played it on the Atari Blue Max. And I said, oh yeah, Blue Max, just like that one. He was a huge fan of Blue Max on the old Atari 800 or the Atari ST or XL. I think it's XL. Or Atari ST. Oh, and we went talking back and forth, and he says, you know, do me a favor. He says, you know, pick this game up, support it. I never paid full price for it, but when I found a complete copy at Xbox, I fulfilled my promise. So whoever that guy was, there you go. That guy who went up to your booth, one of the few, I bought your game. Next is 13. This was a great online game. I really enjoyed this, playing on Xbox Live. I guess it's based after some sort of comic, but this was fun. Cell shading, blowing people's heads off. This was a blast online. I really wish I turned this game on the last day the servers were on and nobody was on. I really wish to play this game through once more online. Would be a blast even now, because cell shading, you know, in my opinion, they definitely hold up nowadays. So at 13, I don't know about online, or excuse me, offline, but this was a fun game. Next is X-Men Next Dimensions. God, I hope that phone's not for me. X-Men Next Dimensions fighting game. I was a huge fan of the X-Men fighting games back on the PS1. So when I saw an Xbox version, I picked it up. It's not very good at all. So I don't recommend that one. Recommend X-Men Legends. This one is like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I think that's it for the 360. This is kind of like the first offshoot action RPG style dungeon crawler. So, and you kind of level up your guys, so forth. This was a lot of fun. And its sequel, X-Men Legends 2, Rise of the Apocalypse, was even better. I never played this game, nor did I play it online, so yeah, too bad. But this version, my copy here, seems to be a little bit more beat up than I remember. So, but X-Men Legends 2, if you like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series, I definitely recommend these. Last game is Jaeger. I really can't tell you much about this game. I think it's a racing game style something. I think this was one of those buy two get one free games, and this was the only thing that was in the what was left at GameStop's last little Xbox game. So I picked this up. I've never played it, and that ends off my list. So hope you enjoy. For those people, thanks for your patience on part 6. Total right now, I think I have 183 games total for the original Xbox, and my 360 games are at 183 also. So I think that'll probably be the next video. I'll have to do probably a 6-part series of that too. So I really hope you enjoy this series, and thanks for watching.